Should you buy a Toyota hybrid in 2025? In today's video, we're going to do an update to our previous. We do this on a yearly basis to keep you guys updated on everything. In 2025, Toyota hybrids are probably on their prime. That's the only way I'll say it. They've come such a long way, the fifth generation right here, and slowly trickling in all models, things at their peak. With that, let's start with the video. We'll talk about the different types of hybrids, because now we have multiple different types of hybrids. We'll talk about some of the reliability, some of the things that most folks worry about with hybrids, and everything in between right after this. Let's start with the first type of Toyota hybrid you can buy in 2025. The good old trusty, the original design of the hybrid system in its fifth generation. Folks, this system is just solid. Now, there's no other way to say it. They're reliable, they're efficient, and they just keep going and going. And the best part is, in 2025, the conventional hybrid system, the original one, you don't get them with turbo engines. You still got non-turbo engines. And they've gotten so efficient in the fifth generation system, so smooth, that even the drivability significantly improved, especially in the fourth generation, fifth generation. Things are really good. And the engine choices are good. You don't have turbos. You have proven engines all across the board. You have the eCVT transmission, which is probably one of the most reliable transmissions. And don't mistake it for a regular CVT. An eCVT is not a standard CVT. It basically has the operating principle of a CVT, meaning a continuously variable transmission, but it is super reliable. It's still in 2025. It's probably one of the most reliable transmissions, even more reliable than a manual transmission. The only thing that still stands against the kind of the good old trusty hybrid system is the droning. You drive it, you accelerate, the engine will just rev up and it acts like a CVT. That's the only thing that stays, although it's gotten a lot better in the fourth and fifth generation, but it is still there. And now we have a new style of hybrids, kind of starting slowly to emerge in the past few years, performance hybrid. It's a pretty interesting take on it. So you'll find this in some Toyota models, some Lexus models, and slowly you'll start seeing them more and more in other models. It is basically a different take on a hybrid system. Instead of the conventional eCVT and whatnot, you have a single motor made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. It drives much better. That's the main thing. But the emphasis on this one is on performance and driving more than efficiency. They are still super efficient, but not as efficient as a regular hybrid. So the thing with those models, though, is they're normally mated to a turbo engine, a higher performance engine, not like the conventional hybrids. Here's something about them. Turbo engines in a hybrid, I'm gonna hold my breath on their long-term reliability, because while on paper they work, but there's something about hybrids. Hybrids shut off their engines frequently, and that performance hybrid does still act like a normal hybrid. It'll shut it off for an extended period of time. If you've just been driving it pretty hard, hence the performance hybrid models, and the engine just shuts off, well, you just cook the oil of the turbo. That's the problem. That's the only problem I see. The biggest thing that you need to know is maintenance is key with these. Now, they have just come out in the past few years. They're not proven, although I hope with the vast experience that Toyota has with hybrids that they have dialed this one in and we don't have problems. So far, so good. But just heads up, these are going to require a little bit more maintenance on your part to keep them reliable for a long term. The next one is hybrid trucks. And folks, this is also a new kid on the block. Been around for a few years now. You need to know one thing about these. This system is not really about efficiency, because the trucks it's in, they're not efficient. Think of this system as more of a boost than it is a hybrid system for efficiency. This is also a single motor hybrid system. You do have a regular automatic transmission with a torque converter and everything, but they're usually placed in trucks for more power, for more towing power, more torque. That's what they're meant. That's why I told you it's a boost, not really a full hybrid system. They have very minimal, if anything, EV time. They're not really about efficiency. So these cars, you're not going to get great gas mileage with them because of the hybrid system. And usually, so far, these systems have been mated to turbo engines. So the same thing applies that we talked about in the previous one. Maintenance is key. Although this particular hybrid system in trucks, they don't shut off the engine as often. And you'll have very minimal engine off time when you drive. So it's a little bit better. And you notice some of these, because they are trucks that are capable of towing. When you put it in tow haul mode, they'll cancel out the hybrid system. They'll just use it as a boost. They'll never shut off the engine for that particular reason. You need to allow time for the turbos to cool down under heavy load. Once more, I'm going to say it. You own one of these truck hybrids, you got to keep up on the maintenance. I cannot emphasize how important that is. Please don't go 10,000 mile oil changes on these, especially if you tow or use it heavily under heavy load. That's the only downside. Now, proven wise, I'll be honest, there has been a few issues with these. There are not enough of issues to establish a pattern, but they're still figuring things out. Engines, different story, but we're talking about the hybrid system itself. There has been some isolated incidents here and there, but time will tell. This is also a new kid on the block, so I'd give it some time to really prove its reliability over a long term. So should you worry about the hybrid batteries? If you're new into hybrids and you hear the talk, oh my God, the hybrid batteries, they'll fail and it's very expensive to fix. Folks, I just gotta say, things are getting a lot better with batteries. I mean, I own an automotive shop specializing in Toyota and Lexus. We see Toyota hybrids every single day. I don't see a lot of hybrid battery replacement. Actually, the majority of hybrid battery replacements are kind of focused on the second and third generation, and the third generation being less than the second generation. Not because they're simply old, because things have gotten a lot better over time. Starting fourth generation, I mean, we've seen some pretty high mileage example fourth generation. Things are much better. If you want to play it safe with a used car, find a fourth gen. You're going to find them in a lot of models, starting with the 16 Prius. It's a really solid system. The fifth generation, of course, is better, but it's just coming out right now. I will comfortably say this. If you understand the maintenance of batteries, you're not going to have issues with it, something that's premature or early. Batteries have gotten much better in their cooling system. Now they have a real filter. Folks are more aware and they're more involved and they're taking care of them better, not like the olden days, and the battery technology was not as good as today. So if you are worried about hybrid battery, I wouldn't consider that one of the top reasons I wouldn't buy a hybrid, honestly, especially in 2025, especially in the fourth generation and the fifth generation. Not really. What about their maintenance? Things change? Actually, things remained exactly the same. So for the old trusty, the original model, same thing. You only have one additional cooling system that you got to service. 50,000 miles, 5 years, nothing special about it. Doesn't require special tools or special procedures. It's very simple. But then you have negative maintenance. Things like you don't have an alternator, you don't have a starter, most of them don't have a drive belt. The brakes last a lot longer because of the regenerative braking. So there's all these items. Now, one very small minor additional item that got added for maintenance, the filter on the battery. Most of the new ones, they have filters, proper paper filters. You can clean it, you can replace it. It's very inexpensive, super DIY. You can't ask for anything better because the old ones didn't have filters. The new ones, they have filters, and it's very easy to keep that fan clean, clear, hybrid battery cool, and we don't have any issues. Let's talk about some final thoughts here. Folks, hybrids have come a very long way. In my opinion, they are the best thing currently in the market as far as electrification, as close as you can get to electrification for average Joe like you and me. I don't think it is electric cars yet. Electric cars require a lifestyle change. Some folks will be okay with that and they will buy an electric car and enjoy it and they will have a great experience. But not everyone is willing to make that lifestyle change. With a hybrid, there is no lifestyle change. You just get a much more efficient system and you put gas and you drive. No lifestyle change. That's the biggest thing. And if you are one of those folks that are hesitant, okay, these are complicated cars, I just don't want all this complication. Actually, with turbo engines and everything going on today, hybrids almost feel like the simple ones. I never thought I'd say this in my time with Toyota, but here we are. They're actually the simple ones, no turbos, especially the good old trusty ones, not the trucks or the high performance one. Another thing is, you need to understand how hybrids work. You need to know what is good about them, what is not good. You need to make sure that they match your lifestyle, because there are still cases where it's not a good idea. If all you're driving is high speed on the highway, possibly not the best choice. If you're looking for a car that drives great or a fun car, while they gotten a lot better in the fourth and fifth generation, they're still not a fun car to drive. They're about efficiency and reliability, not really about anything else. And lastly, if you are still hesitant about hybrids, go rent one for a week, folks. That's the easiest way. And with Toyota hybrids, once you drive one, especially the good old trusties, once you drive one, you kind of driven all of them. Because especially in the last few years, 4th gen and 5th gen, they're all exactly the same. They have the similar engines, similar powertrain, similar everything. They drive exactly the same. It's just about which size of car would suit your needs. So I encourage you, if you're looking into hybrids and considering them, don't buy one, go rent one. You get the full experience, because one thing about hybrids that usually makes people walk away from them is the droning of the transmission. If you're into cars and you like how cars drive and whatnot, the drone of the engine will be annoying at some point. They're underpowered, they're not fast cars, they're decent, they're sufficient, they're great for that, for everyday driving, but they're not gonna win any races. That's the one thing about them. And one more thing you need to consider, towing. Good old trusties, not towing happy. That's very important that you realize that. If you want a towing one, go to the performance or the trucks. Don't buy a regular hybrid and expect to be the ultimate tow rig for something small. They're just not good at that. I'll be flat honest. Even though they have a towing rating and whatnot, they're able to tow, but that's when your gas mileage just dips severely. Be ready for that. So that's something you want to consider also about buying a hybrid. Folks, I hope this video was helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some other videos. Until the next video, folks, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.